I'm Seyka of For Goodness Seyks, reporting live for Jane Unchained from Singapore. We are here at Well-Dressed Salad Bar and 8 Treasures, 2 vegetarian restaurants with heavy vegan influence. We've already had a chance to enjoy incredible dishes at 8 Treasures, and now we're going to show off some really fun dishes that Well-Dressed Salad Bar has. We're also going to introduce you shortly to the owner of these 2 restaurants and the leader of Animal Allies Singapore, as well as someone from their legal team. We'll take you upstairs to meet with them in just a second, but right now we're going to show you a little bit of Well-Dressed Salad Bar as we plant the vegan flag here in Singapore. This is country 8 of 21 on our vegan voyage, where we're connecting the vegan community and helping show off veganism. So here we are at the outside area of Well-Dressed Salad Bar and Cafe. The owner, Zena, is a baker at heart, and so she creates cakes, donuts, goodies, designs cakes for birthdays and celebrations, as well as creates little grab-and-goes to have with your coffee and delicious things to grab as you're touring around Singapore. We come around this side to see an outside area that's next to an outdoor market on the Singapore streets. You can see that Well-Dressed Salad Bar has coffee, incredible teas. It has only vegan ice cream that's available to you. Inside, they've got a robust menu that boasts make your own salad, that boasts Beyond Meat tacos that we'll show you in a little while. They've got what they call waffles, which are vegan waffles made with love. Here you can see the different salad toppings you can add to your own salad or grab one that's already pre-designed. They have a really cute hangout area with couches and space to eat the delicious vegan food that's available. And just upstairs takes us to 8 Treasures, traditional Chinese food that has a vegetarian and vegan spin. On the side, you can see really cute pictures of celebrities and lifelong friends that have joined the restaurant. We're lucky enough to be spending the afternoon hanging out with some wonderful people who are part of the vegan community, and we've got the space to ourselves, so hopefully you guys can hear us super well during this video. Hi, you guys.
Hi.
All right, so to introduce everyone to our wonderful audience, this is Zena, the owner of these 2 restaurants that we're telling you about. This is Ashley.
Hi.
You're legal counsel for CRF. What does CRF stand for again?
Center for Responsible Future.
Beautiful, and that has a lot of vegan things that we will talk about as we move forward. And this is George, and George, you lead is it CRF or you lead Animal Allies?
CRF, but we all work together on lots of stuff.
Perfect. So we wanted to show you guys a little bit of the food that we have laid out here before we dive into some great conversation. So what we missed out showing you, or we'll add to the end of the video, another segment where we talked about some of the food that we had at 8 Treasures. This is, say the name of this dish again?
This is the vegan version of the curry mutton.
Curry mutton, that's
we
right.
We changed it to chicken today.
Okay, that's right. That's right. So this is a soy chicken in this dish made with a coconut cream base. Really, really delicious. And then over here, oops, I forgot. I had oriented this so it covered the spills I had made with the other food. We've got some Beyond tacos, and I am a sucker for a Beyond taco. Check out how beautiful that is. Some Beyond meat in there, some cabbage, some vegan cream drizzle on top. That looks heavenly. We also have the waffles. And can you tell us again why these are called waffles?
Because they're all vegan waffles made with love, lots of love.
Lots of
Yes,
love.
lots of love.
And they smell incredible. So really excited about that.
Yeah, they've got the gula melaka.
Gula melaka.
Yeah. So as Zena said, gula melaka is a bit like Southeast Asian maple syrup.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Adding something sweet and sticky a little bit to the food. And then last but definitely not least, we have nachos here, which are topped with all sorts of beautiful colors. Got some avocado on there. What's what looks like meat?
Okay, those soy bits. And the soy bits are marinated with like a barbecue smoky flavor.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow,
With
so
homemade
good.
vegan cheese.
Homemade vegan cheese. All right, I gotta try a bite of this stuff before we dig in. All right. That's so fun. That's so flavorful.
Yep.
That cheese is really good. I can taste the barbecue smoky flavor in it. That's a spectacular
Yeah.
bunch of nachos.
And it's made right here in Singapore.
So fun.
Somebody from Italy.
Mm-hmm.
She started her own vegan cheese company. She's got different flavors of cheese. It's
Yeah.
really nice.
So what I would love to do is for each of you guys to share a little bit about what you do in the vegan community to start. George, let's start with you.
Well, we have so many projects going on. Like just last night, we went to this event, International Day Against Homophobia, Transphobia, and Biphobia. So we're reaching out to the movement in Singapore because things for gay people or the LGBTQ community are not that great in Singapore
Okay.
because like gay marriage is not allowed
Okay.
and other things, but there's still quite a big movement here. So we're very big on intersectionality.
I love it.
So we're trying to reach out to them and saying, we're here to work with you guys.
So brilliant. That's really, really cool. You're able to touch a lot of people and help share your mission by helping the progress of another whole people group.
That's
Beautiful.
right. Yeah, because we want to try to reach out and say that when anyone is oppressed, everyone is oppressed.
Yeah.
And it isn't just humans, not just the human animals, but the non-human animals too.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. And Ashley, tell us a little bit about you and how you got involved with the vegan movement.
So my current role is legal officer in CRF. So basically, I try to make sure that everything that we do in the society is compliant with Singapore laws and regulations because we are both a registered society as well as a registered charity. So there are a number of obligations that come with that. As for how I started to get involved, I got to know George a number of years ago when I was in school. When we were still the Vegetarian Society, I wanted to find a way to contribute to the community after turning vegan. So I did some Googling and I found the Vegetarian Society and I did an internship with them and everything just continued from there.
Great. So you were in law school, figuring out your law degree, moving forward in those steps, and then realized that you really wanted to be able to leverage that great education, those tools that you had in order to further the vegan community. Is that right?
I guess when I started as an intern, I was just doing like a whole bunch of different things. It
Yeah.
was not really like law focused.
Yeah.
Yeah, so for example, we did like the Veg Buddy program.
That's right.
It's like a 21 days program. I did it twice to try to like pair a vegan or vegetarian with like somebody from the public to sign up for the program. So that was like,
wow.
so that was like one thing I did, and then we also helped to organize like a film screening at the Projector, one of the indie cinemas in Singapore. So there was a whole bunch of things.
Okay.
But recently, mostly just legal stuff.
Yeah. Okay, well, I'm curious about both of those things. So what films were you screening? What films were you showing people? Do you remember? Was it like Vegucated or Dominion or kind of one of those? It's really...
Happy, right? I think it was
No, I wasn't. So we've done quite a few film
Okay.
screenings,
Like-
but the one at Projector was the health.
What the Health?
What the Health, yeah.
And we did What the Health. We did Cowspiracy.
Yeah.
We did other the well-known films
Right.
that people all over the world have seen.
Yeah.
And then we also brought famous speakers like Professor Colin Campbell
Yeah.
and Dr. Esselstyn.
Wow.
Yeah, to speak in Singapore.
How powerful.
Yeah,
That's
they had a
amazing.
big audience.
Yeah, I bet. And I've seen recently on some Facebook groups, I think it was on the Mother Earth Facebook group that I just love to death. Somebody did a survey, like what has had the biggest impact in turning you vegan, and hands down, it was the documentaries and having like a powerful speaker come and communicate. It's often, unfortunately, it's not like the individual conversations, but it's seeing it on a broader level and having that really be the transforming kind of switch. And then will you speak to us a little bit about the buddy program? That sounds so cool.
I can't actually remember where I got the inspiration for that from. I'm not sure if you remember, but basically I just thought that it'd be fun and hopefully helpful to pair up like vegans and vegetarians with people who want to try veganism for 21 days.
Yeah.
So yeah, we just kind of like set it up from scratch.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's
basically.
really fun.
Yeah, we found the people who were willing to be buddies, so it's called a Veg Buddy program, and we found a whole bunch of people who wanted to do the program. So for example, like at the start of the thing, like the day one, we had like a giant buffet. I remember like the second one I cooked a lot. So I think I cooked for like 50 people or something. It was like a crazy number of people.
Yeah.
And then we tried to like intersperse it with like events along the way.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very cool. That's awesome, and that seems like something that people in every country can use to connect with the vegan community and to set up a way to really handhold with people who don't know how to make that transition themselves right away. Very cool.
Yeah, and we try to connect it to what's happening in Singapore. So it isn't just something general, it's very specific to Singapore. So if you want vegan pizza in Singapore, we tell you where you can find it. If you want vegan burgers in Singapore, etc.
That's awesome. And we know Vikas of A Billion Veg is located here in Singapore, and that's a huge thing just by itself, talking about the different, so that's for people who aren't familiar yet. It's a review platform that people are able to contribute to individually about specific vegan meals that are available, right? So it's not just reviewing a whole restaurant like some of the, like Happy Cow, which I love, absolutely love, amazing
Happy
program.
Cow is great.
It's so useful.
It's so
Yeah.
useful. It transforms the landscape for vegans who want to eat out and don't want to be constrained to just cooking at home.
Yeah, like last night I met somebody from Romania.
Yeah.
She's a vegetarian. She never heard of Happy Cow.
Right.
When we told her about it, she was so happy.
Yes, yeah, absolutely. It's really, really brilliant stuff. And so A Billion Veg, located in Singapore, they're able to, they have meals all over the world, but they're reviewing specific meals. So if somebody wants a vegan pizza that's, they have access to seeing what other people have thought about it.
And another thing I like about A Billion Veg is you can make suggestions for the restaurant.
Yes.
So that's what I did. Like Ashley, my wife, and I, we ate at this restaurant the other night, but they didn't have these kind of straws. They had paper straws.
Yeah.
So I poked them gently about that. So now I, in fact, then I actually spoke to the owner.
Yeah.
They're planning to have the kind of the straws that they have here at Eight Treasures.
Wow, that's incredible. And Zena, I'd love to come over to you. I know.
Yes.
Let's see if we can scoot in a little bit more too. Perfect. So tell us, what brought you to the vegan community?
Food.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what I do within the community, I make sure that everybody gets fat.
Yeah.
And make sure that they have the type of food that they wish to have from the non-vegan versions of it. So veganize everything that people want.
I love it.
Yeah, that's the main mission. My main mission in this whole mission of mine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Zena's restaurant is kind of like a vegan sanctuary because, and we have meetings here, we have get-togethers, just like you just come to hang out here. It's so nice.
Yeah. Yeah, and you were mentioning about that too, that you've kind of opened it as a community space.
Yes, we have a third floor right above the Chinese restaurant. So it's a space, we have a projector, we have microphones and all. So we always encourage people to come by, use a space. At the same time, it's nice to try the food, just order some food, gather together, and like-minded people talking about how we can help one another, support group, and also see what else we can do within the community to spread the message of this plant power things going on in the world right now.
That's beautiful.
Yes.
What inspired you to go vegan?
Me?
Yeah.
This is a family business, so I started by running the restaurant as a pescatarian.
Yep.
Then I cut down gradually, And we started offering the space out to the Vegetarian Society. I think we did some screenings with you guys too.
Yeah, a lot.
And with all the screenings and everything that was happening, it just made more, the films that we all watch, right, information, just made more sense for me to, just give up on things that you should by the point of time. So it impacted me, and it makes more sense for me to do that and be a living example of what I believe in, And after turning vegan, I started baking vegan cakes, and now I am the cake lady of Well-Dressed Salad Bar.
Yes. Our cakes are so good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
The rose one is really must try.
Oh, yeah. George likes the rose cakes and the blueberry passion fruit one, I think.
Yeah.
Very fun. And you said something that really touched me earlier. You mentioned that a lot of times what people are looking for in food, you think, oh, I'm so attached to this food, that's my favorite food. And really what it comes down to, when you kind of simmer out the extra stuff, what it really comes down to is that those foods make you feel a way. They bring back certain special memories. They relate you to really meaningful moments in your life. And can you tell me a little bit more about that thought?
Yeah, so it's for me, food is about how I feel when I eat something. Because meat generally has no taste. It's how we season them and how we flavor them, just like a piece of tofu,
Right.
So recreating that kind of flavors that brings back good memories, I think it's all about recreating that memory, and how it relates to the emotions that you have when you consume that item.
Yep.
Yeah. So it's I wouldn't say it's a sacrifice if you give up meat, or it's how we recreate that and bring back those memories in a kinder and more compassionate way.
Yeah, that's really beautiful. It kind of struck a chord with me. I don't have a ton of powerful memories with my father as a child, but I used to or I will still say today that I used to love steak. Steak was like one of my favorite foods, and when you said that about foods really being connected to memory, it kind of shocked me, because I realized that food is like one of the few kind of memories I would share with my dad, right? He loved steak. Yeah. And so that remains in my mind oh, that's probably why I was attached to that food. But I have so many incredible foods that we enjoy all the time now, and I don't feel like I miss that. But it's just very interesting to think about how our emotions play a part in the food that we're consuming.
Yeah, I remember my father, I grew up in the U.S., my father liked White Castle.
Yeah.
So now I hear that they've got vegan burgers for White Castle. So the next time I go back, I definitely want to try that to remember my father.
Yes.
I've
so
actually
sweet.
got an experience to share. So when I first tried the Impossible Burger at one of the joints, the restaurants that were serving, it was a non-vegetarian restaurant.
Yeah.
So the moment I sunk my teeth into the burger, it wasn't about the taste. It tasted good.
Right.
But the first thing that came into my mind was me sitting at the that restaurant that my mom would usually meet me at after school, and that memory, that flashback was me in my uniform with my mom at my side, and everything just came back. The flavor of the meat just brought back everything.
Yep.
And I've never felt that in a very long time. I'm getting emotional thinking.
Yeah.
Yeah. So and it's amazing because that's from a burger, just with one bite.
Right.
You sink a teeth in and everything comes back, and you remember not to be so rude to your mom anymore.
Yeah.
It's like, she brought you there, and then you're where you are right now. So Zena, wake up.
Yeah.
So it's so important.
It's so important, and that's why I wanted to have you repeat kind of your message about the waffles, because that's so much of what we're doing, right? We talk about eating food, we talk about trying fun food. I love making food, but what is that? It's an expression of love. That's what it's there for. Like you mentioned earlier that you love cooking for people and seeing them enjoy it. And there's this whole like nurturing side of sharing love that's so important that surrounds food.
Like you cook what people want, right? So, and it makes them happy. And it's so simple. It might not be the best that they've ever tasted, but it's the effort that you put in and the kind of flavors that you try to ask what they want and you try to get there. It's challenging and it's a nice thing, you know. Everybody can sit together and talk over that item.
Well, and you were even saying one of your friends was staying here from London, right?
Yeah, teacher Roshni.
Yeah.
Yes,
Oh, okay.
she's from London and she was missing the vegan donuts back home.
Yeah.
So I said, okay, Roshni, don't be sad. What do you want?
Yeah.
I want donuts. And that's the story of the whole well-dressed salad bar, rustic vegan donuts. And, you know, at every Earth Fest, we always sold out 200 donuts in 20 minutes, everything's gone.
It's amazing.
Yeah. And even for the waffles are very different from, and this is, I'm proud of it because it's, all the bakes are like my babies, right?
Yeah.
So this is a recipe that I came out with and I'm very happy to share, like, because in Singapore, we have waffles, local waffles at a bakery called Prima Deli. Yeah.
Right.
And they do traditional fluffy waffles like that, like pancake style.
Yeah.
Flat ones, unlike the Belgian ones that are very crisp on the outside and airy.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you have it with ice cream. But these are this is what I'm talking about, memories.
Yes.
In Singapore, people grow up and we put peanut butter or blueberry jam and kaya, it's like coconut jam, coconut spread. And that's why it's so important to have this waffle in the shop. Because when everybody eats this, they say, oh my God, it's just like Prima Deli. You know, and that's what I want to see, that's what I want to feel. And it's not about them coming back and repeated customers, not to like lure them back, but it's that initial connection that they make with this.
Right.
So when they feel sad and down, they know where to come.
Yes.
Come by. And that's the beauty of the cafe.
Yeah.
We see people come in, and I'm like Aunt Aggie.
Yeah.
And we see people, how are you today? Are you better than the other day?
Yeah.
that guy get back to you?
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
you become attached to these people because it's emotional and, you know, there's a lot of attachment to the community here.
Oh, I love that. That's so beautiful. Thank you. Thank you.
And there's so many special local dishes. So if you haven't been to Singapore, if you haven't been to Malaysia, you can discover things that you won't find anywhere else. But we've got the vegan version.
Yeah.
So that's a great thing about Eight Treasures and Well Dressed, like the curry here, or nasi lemak, or so many other dishes.
Yeah.
Bak kut teh that people back in the U.S. have never heard of.
Yeah.
And like Zena was saying before, that it's really the spices, how you cook them, that make them special.
Yeah.
So you can have the vegan version, and it tastes just like the original.
Yeah. Wow. Very, very cool. Well, I'm going to just keep an eye on the time for you because I know you're going to have to skedaddle in a few minutes. So I want to ask you just what would you say, and this might be a tough question, so take your time or you can
Bring it
skip
on.
it. Okay, perfect. What would you say is one of the toughest things to deal with being vegan? Either being vegan specifically in Singapore or being like a vegan challenge that's probably worldwide.
I think maybe 5 years ago it would have been more difficult, but I think it's really easy now.
Yeah.
Even if you're traveling, all you have to do is you have Google Translate.
Yeah.
Right? So, and you have apps like A Billion Veg, you have apps like Happy Cow. You do a research, you can find YouTubers and Instagrammers, ask them for information. I mean, if you're going to pose that difficult question to me, no, it's not difficult at all.
Yeah.
It's grown so much that even your non-vegan or vegetarian friends would probably know a couple,
Right.
Because they have backup plans. Maybe they're dating somebody who's vegan now. You know, it's so normal now. So I think for the vegans and vegans to be, have no fear.
Yes.
Be brave.
Yes.
We're all here. The whole community is here to support you.
That's
Yeah.
wonderful. What's one thing you wish you would have known or that would have helped your vegan transition?
I think I was really blessed that I had the restaurant to really encourage me, and the support was really from the community.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say directly and indirectly because I was involved in providing a space, you know, like a safe space for vegans and all. I have young girls coming in, young people coming in, trying to be vegan, and they have to give up because of family and all. So, you know, you chat with them and say, don't be so hard on yourself. If your mom have concerns because they have traditional thoughts of like, you know, you don't have meat and you have no protein, just listen to your parents and, you know, wait to a certain age, you know, give them advice that when they're stuck, you know.
Yeah.
So I guess I'm really blessed that I had this space to learn from people around me.
Yeah.
So Yeah, it wasn't hard.
Yeah.
It wasn't hard.
That's beautiful.
Maybe socially, because my friends know, because my name is Zana.
Yeah.
So they know that if they're gonna piss me off, I'm gonna be Xena,
Yeah.
the warrior princess. So they
Warrior
usually
princess.
Who are vegan.
Okay.
So you can get any kind of food you want.
Yeah.
You can get it vegan.
Incredible. That's awesome. Very cool. And I'd like to direct that question to you as well. What's one of the toughest parts of being vegan?
Well, actually, I think one of the toughest parts, but I agree with Zena, it's so much easier
Yeah.
than it used to be,
Yeah.
but is to be a healthy vegan.
Yeah.
Because just because food is vegan, it doesn't mean that it's healthy.
Like Oreos are vegan, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
So so when I use a billion veg and I poke the restaurants, I try to poke them to be healthier.
Great.
Less oil, less salt, all those kinds of things.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. And what advice do you have for new vegans who are trying to take a step into the vegan community?
Let's ask Ashley that question.
Ashley, what advice do you have for new vegans or people who are veg curious who would like to get into the vegan community?
I would say just try it, and I'll elaborate on that. So, I mean, I was like a total carnivore like growing up, and then one day I saw one of Peter's factory farming videos. I think when I was just like going through the internet looking at random things, and I didn't think much about it. I cried, it was awful. And then the next day I was gonna have lunch, and my mom brought me like chicken rice. It's a traditional Singapore dish, and I looked at it and I was like, oh no, I can't eat this. So I just went vegetarian like overnight. Like
Wow.
before I did not even eat vegetables.
Yeah.
And I did more reading and things like that. And of course I discovered veganism.
Yeah.
So I told myself like, it's the logical next step. So I'll just try it for a month.
Yeah.
So that's what I mean when I say just try it, and I tried it for a month and it just went really well. I felt great and I actually thought it was fun and interesting because like reading food labels, finding out like, what are all the strange ingredients. I like that.
Yeah, it's very interesting. You start looking into it and it can become kind of a hobby because
Yeah.
it's this whole new world you're learning about.
Right.
Exactly,
Things are
yeah.
right in front of you.
Yeah, so it was actually really fun and really interesting.
Yeah.
And I definitely know much more about food now than before.
Yeah.
So yeah, that would be my advice. Just try it. Yeah.
Very cool. Very cool. What would you say is the hardest part?
About being vegan now?
Yeah.
Or,
Yeah, about being vegan now or making the transition. Either whichever one's more interesting.
I think the transition was okay for me. As in, for being vegan now, I still actually find it quite easy
Great.
in Singapore. And I don't even usually eat in vegetarian or vegan places because most of my friends are not veggies.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, and also maybe because of where I work, I understand that in certain parts of Singapore it may be more difficult to find vegan food, especially like healthy vegan food.
Yeah.
But I work in the center of town, like Raffles Place, and there's just so many options.
Yeah.
So it's actually pretty easy.
Very cool. Beautiful. Will you guys tell us a little bit about CRF and Animal Allies and the different programs that are part of CRF? Can you just share with the audience kind of what that all looks like?
Sure. So CRF is kind of like an umbrella organization, Center for a Responsible Future. And we have different programs and that look at the different parts of the vegan space. So people who are keen on the environment, we've got EarthFest. People who animals are the key for them, we've got Animal Allies. We've got people who are more spiritual, we've got Vegetarian Society. People who are into health, we've got Plant Forward. And people who are into the business side of things, because now you know that's really booming with all these different vegan foods coming out. We've got Alliance for Responsible Future. So we've got something for everyone who wants to contribute to moving towards a vegan world.
Wow, that is really remarkable. I think that because that's part of it. That it's such a you're targeting such an interesting and valuable kind of approach, because that's always the question, right? I walk up to people during like a cube of truth, and you almost have to start by saying, which of these is more important to you? Like, are you more interested in business? Are you more interested in saving the planet, animals? Like, you tell me about you, and then I'll give my pitch, right?
Okay.
So having a program that really has something for everybody, that's a really powerful way to build community and to educate.
Yeah.
Where was this idea born? Did it kind of develop slowly? How did it come to be?
Actually, it's one of our members who came up with that idea. And yeah, so he's the one who came up with the idea for EarthFest.
Yeah.
Every year, we have this big event at an outdoor place called Marina Barrage. And so now it's up to like 8,000 people. It's outdoors. Zena's restaurant is there with all the great food.
Yeah.
And yeah, we have all sorts of green exhibitions. People with different green products are selling. We have clothing swap, we have book swap, we have really, really free market.
Yeah.
So many great things. And Michael was also the person who came up with the idea for Animal Allies.
Yeah.
And which really has generated so much energy. So many people who care about animals have come forward to participate and reach out. Like we have these games. People play these games. Like we have a lifespan game. Lifespan games, we have pictures. Like, so we have a photo of cows, and then we have just in nature, and we ask people, well, you know, humans, we live about 80 years. How long can a cow live? Would you like to guess? What's the average lifespan of a cow?
I'm gonna guess 18 years.
Very good. 15 to 20 years.
Okay.
Yeah. And then we show them a picture of cows being raised for meat.
Yeah.
Well, how long do you think those cows live?
Oh.
It's sad.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's about 2 or 3 years.
Right.
And then we have a photo of dairy cows. And we ask them, well, when their milk production goes down, do they go back to the field
Right.
and live out the rest of their life in retirement? Or do they get a free trip to McDonald's?
Right.
And unfortunately, so they only live about the same amount of time as the cows raised for beef.
Wow.
So, and then we do the same thing with chickens and pigs, and that really makes a point.
And that probably doesn't average it together with the lifespan of male calves born to dairy cows.
Very good point. Yes, the whole thing with veal. Veal is not that big in Singapore, but certainly, yeah, how the calves, male and female, taken away from the mother right away at birth.
Well, and then for calves that aren't being sent to veal, I'm not sure if this is something that would happen in Singapore, but maybe if veal is not that big of a deal here, the male calves are thrown out as garbage. Live bodies.
Yeah. In Singapore, we don't have any abattoirs for cows.
Okay.
So we don't have any factory farms for cows. Okay. So I'm not sure what happens.
Interesting, very interesting. But that's a really powerful program. We will put links to how to get a hold of George specifically and how to get connected with CRF for people. I'm sure other people's brains are spinning like mine. Like, this is a great idea. We have to have this everywhere so that you can reach out and get connected. We'll make sure to do that.
Yeah, we've got all these games, and we're happy to share.
Oh,
so
awesome.
just let us know. We have ones about the environment. You know, we have ones for health.
Yeah.
We have one of my favorite games to play is the vegan athletes game.
Okay.
So we have photos of world-class athletes.
Yes.
And bodybuilders, including some local ones,
Yeah.
like an ultra marathoner, a Singaporean ultra marathoner. And then we ask them, do you think any of these people are vegan? And of course the trick is they're all vegan.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay? And then on the back of the card, front has a photo of the person. On the back of the card, we have information like a quote from this, ex
Right.
Mr. Universe saying, I look like this because I want to show people we don't need to make animals suffer. We can be super healthy.
Yeah.
And then we ask the people that we have a spectrum, we call it, all the way from meat every day to vegan.
Yeah.
And so we ask people, well, right now, where are you along this continuum?
Yeah.
And then we try to, if they're like reducitarian or something, then we try to talk to them.
Yeah.
How can they move one step closer
Brilliant.
to vegan?
Brilliant, powerful stuff, and it sounds like you've got some really unique and powerful ways of educating people and having what are sometimes very tough conversations in a very supportive, open, loving way.
That's right.
Really
we
brilliant.
go for that. And then of course, when they eat Zena's food, that's really lovely.
I think back to just one more thing about Earth Fest. I think we're gonna have a mini one, right?
That's right.
At Plaza Singapore, Toby got MRT.
Yeah.
Last week of June.
That's right.
Yeah. So
Great.
it's the first time we're gonna be doing that, and I think it's gonna be exciting. It's one whole week.
5 days, that's right, yeah.
5 days, and we're probably gonna be there.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
How can people find out about that or get connected?
Well, if they, you're going to give them our contact, and then we have regular newsletters. We have Facebook, Instagram,
I'll
all
post
that.
that on Instagram.
Yeah. So that's good because this mall, Plaza Singapore, is one of the premier malls in Singapore. Singapore has tons of malls, but this is one of the oldest
And centralized.
very central. So it's really exciting that the mall owners are inviting us in because they really see how big Earthfest was.
Yeah.
And so we're really excited about this event, and we hope to do more in other high traffic places.
Beautiful. Beautiful stuff. Any last bits that you guys would like to share with the vegan audience and vegan community all around the world? Ashley, anything? Nothing comes to mind right now.
Come to Singapore.
Come to Singapore or visit Ashley in Hong Kong.
Yeah, she's moving to Hong Kong this weekend.
Send me tips for Hong Kong.
Yeah, we'll have a whole blog of tips for you because we just came from Hong Kong.
Oh, great.
Yeah, so we've got good stuff. They've got Beyond. They've got Miyoko's.
Oh no, yeah, I went to Hong Kong last year. Yeah, I tried the wheel.
Yeah. What about you, George? Any last bits that you'd like to share?
Well, just small steps. When you're working with individuals, when you're working on yourself, just go for small steps.
Beautiful. Thank you guys for joining us. Thanks for being part of this vegan voyage. We're planting the vegan flag all around the world, and today we're planting the vegan flag in Singapore. You will have links in the show notes soon to Zena's restaurants, well-dressed salad bar, and 8 treasures, and links to CRF and all of the different groups that they described within. Continue following along with us on Instagram at For Goodness Seyks and at For Goodness Seyks Foodie for your regular food feed. And you can connect with me on Facebook at For Goodness Seyks and searching YouTube For Goodness Seyks. Thank you guys so much for being part of this vegan movement, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.
Bye.